there is a lot of industries that are not capitalizing on geospatial data yet.
African Women in GIS was created to help women all over the world, African women all over the world, to have that sense of community.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Looking Up with Up 42. My name is Thais, and I'm a data science engineer at Up 42. My background is actually in geosciences, but during my studies, I focused in natural hazard modeling. Now, as I already mentioned, I'm working at Up 42, and I'm helping building the analytics platform at Up 42. As a guest today, I'm very happy to say we have Cyhana Williams. If you could give us a quick introduction about who you are and what you do, that would be great.
So I'm Cyhana Williams, currently a user experience researcher at Microsoft located in Norway, working on people experiences. I'm also the co-founder of African Women in GIS, where we help to create a community for all African women all over the world who study, work, or are just enthusiastic about the geospatial industry. A bit about me, I graduated with a geography and resource development degree from University of Ghana, and I worked in a GIS and software company as well as an FMCG, that's a food and beverages company. So I have a bit of background in GIS as well as now in UX research.
So Cyhana, if people go into your LinkedIn profile, they will see that you like to describe yourself as a geobusiness advocate. Could you tell me a bit more about what that means?
So Geobusiness, I like to describe it as the application of GIS components in business strategies and development. So how can we use GIS data to better inform our business decisions? And in that regard, I like to describe Geobusiness in three different ways. That is the support aspect of Geobusiness or GIS in business, the heart of operations of GIS in business, and as well as the component of main business as GIS. So I like to describe it as in support, using GIS to support your main business in the way of maybe a distribution chain, using GIS data to inform your distribution strategies and routing. In terms of the main or the heart of the business, I like to describe it as using the GIS components, so perhaps mapping in your business. So you could look at Airbnb. They have a map that is like the main aspect of locating estates. That's homes that you can kind of rent out or take up for a time period. And also, in addition to that, that is with the main business. I like to describe it as you or a business utilizing GIS as its main business. So in terms of a company creating solutions, that is creating softwares, creating productions or tools that they use to utilize in the geospatial industry.
I don't know if you agree with this statement, but I feel like there is a lot of industries that are not capitalizing on geospatial data yet. Do you know why? Do you think there's something that we can do to bring geospatial data or geospatial technologies more to the forefront?
Yes, definitely. Currently, a lot of businesses are just thriving on the normal data that they're collecting without any spatial component. And I would say if they were to add a spatial component to the data set they already have, that could help inform location-based decisions. So making more intentional outreaches, more intentional marketing, more intentional, let me say, giving the right solution to the right location. So let's take, for instance, a banking area, a banking company. So if I was to have a bank, one thing I would like to know is where I can locate or I can place my ATMs. Which part of the country or which part of the region is more accessible by the people in the area. So I would like to put it in a place where it has a larger number of population and also a growing number of population. And in addition to that, there are other components of the data. So perhaps we take a look at geodemographics. So the demographic components, in addition to spatial location, I would like to look at it in terms of the kind of people who are located in that area. in a country like mine, in Ghana, we have more women in the market areas. So places that have markets. You look at the components or the demographics of that area, you see that it has a higher number of women. And in doing so, you can kind of think around what kind of strategies, what kind of packages, banking packages to provide to such a demographic. So you can think about helping them to save money, perhaps instead of raising their amounts to about 100 Ghana cedi for deposits, you can reduce it to about 20 Ghana cedi to allow that demographic to be able to afford to utilize your solution or your package. So these kind of location-based thinking can help to inform your business decisions and business strategies, and also in turn help you to project and be able to make decisions in the near future.
You already mentioned a few examples, for example, banking, but I'm wondering if there's any other industries where you see that there's a lot of geospatial potential, but we're not capitalizing on it or getting the information from the geospatial data that we could. Do you have any additional examples where you see there's a lot of potential?
There was one that came to mind, that is tourism, and another that is UX research. So I'll take for tourism. So for tourism, especially in my country, we don't have the tourist spots. We have quite a number of hidden tourist spots, and they are not really patronized. So it kind of reduces the kind of the business or the profit of that area. So if there was a way that we could actually bring out those locations for people to see them, and also for the for private institutions or even the government to help in to develop those areas, that could actually help in terms of tourism. And tourism is actually very lucrative in a business. So if the government is able to invest in that aspect, it will really help the country. So I'm talking about it from my country because we don't really have a lot of our tourist areas on the map. So that is one way. Another aspect I'll say is UI UX. Not because I'm a UX researcher, but yes, that is part. I have come to realize that in my time at Microsoft working as a UX researcher, we do have that issue of introducing solutions to the people. So I know that sometimes when we introduce certain solutions to parts of my country, the demographics in those areas that we are introducing them those solutions to may not necessarily be very tech savvy, and thus they can't really utilize the solutions that we are bringing to them. So I would say that in terms of trying to build maybe the UI UX of your component, you could utilize the geodemographics of whatever solution you're trying to build. If it is for an area where they don't have a lot of water, apart from them not having a lot of water, if you want to build a GIS solution for that problem, you would have to understand the people in those areas, what is their level of tech savviness in terms of what they are willing to do. Why maybe you might introduce a solution and they are not using it. Why aren't they using it? So using UI UX with geodemographic data can actually help you to improve your products when you're creating a solution for any kind of group of people anywhere.
I notice this a lot at the educational level, that in universities, unless you study geosciences, you're very unlikely to have exposure with geospatial data, and that translates to your job later. And in many cases, in order for you to bring geospatial data or know how to use geospatial data, you'll have to bring in a geospatial expert. So I would love if people whose expertise is in other fields, such as tech, for example, if they also had some exposure to geospatial data. And this actually brings me to my next question. So I definitely want to talk about African Women in GIS, the community that you founded. And I saw that you created a mentorship program. Could you talk a bit more about that? What benefits it brings? Would love to hear more.
As I mentioned, African Women in GIS was created to help women all over the world, African women all over the world, to have that sense of community and to bring all the questions, to get access to opportunities, courses, mentorship, and other opportunities. So our mentorship program happens twice a year. And in doing that, we try to pair the women the mentees to the mentors based on their interested topic. So let's say someone is interested in data science, geodata science. We will pair them up with a mentor who has that background, or we will search for a mentor who has that background if we do not have that. So we try to give the mentees enough attention based on their interest in career. In the first process of it, we try to take them through an introduction session where we introduce the whole organization to them. We help them, give them the tips on how they should go about the mentorship program, both the mentors and the mentees. And in the process of the mentorship between the mentor and the mentee, they get access to proposed learning materials from the mentor. They get access to even the mentor's network. So they're able to expand on the network, their network based on their mentors' proposals or recommendations. And they are also given some opportunities to even attend events. If you are lucky and you're in the same vicinity as your mentor, you can even visit your mentor to see how they work and actually learn from them. So there are so many benefits in that. And as women in the African geospatial industry, most of us are usually either the only woman in the team or we are the only personnel in the whole organization. So it can be a bit lonely, and getting this community and this mentor who is also a woman can help you bring out issues that you might be facing that are gender related, and you can actually iron out any situation that you would need help with. So I would say in benefits, yeah, it helps the person in terms of their career, in terms of their life choices. Perhaps you can get some ideas on how to avoid certain career mistakes, certain work mistakes, learning shortcuts and getting your work done faster. Like you get to learn so many things and also get access to opportunities in the process as well. So I'll say our program is quite extensive, and we try as much as possible to help the mentors and also especially the mentees to get access to that career guidance, because that was one of the reasons why we created the organization. We realized that a lot of people did not have that career guidance to know their left from their right, especially after school, when it's very difficult to find opportunities.
I was wondering if you yourself have ever been a mentee or a mentor in this program or outside of that program?
I have been a mentee, but not in my organization, another organization that's Women in Geospatial. But I am a mentor. I like to describe myself as an occasional mentor because my mentees come to me as and when they need my help. They go for an interview for a program and they want to kind of run through their answers with me to know if or not they went through it the right way, or they want some form of comfort. I am there for them. So I do tend to do, I have a mentor, and I also have mentees as well. So I help when I can, but in the organization, I'm not able to give my full time for the 6 months period. So I just do as and when. Anyone in the organization who needs my help can reach out to me anytime, and I am there for them.
Considering that you have been both a mentee and a mentor, do you have any advice for people who are about to be a mentee? Is there anything they should think about before they start the program? What would be your advice there?
I have a lot of it, but I would say that first of all, make sure that you know why you are reaching out to that particular mentor. You have to choose. Most of the time, you are the one who choose the mentor. So you have to know why you are choosing that mentor and what exactly you would like the mentor to help you with. That really helps to set the pace. You would also need to have that initial conversation to know how often you should meet, to kind of make sure that you have put down all the needs and the requirements that you would like to follow with your mentor, to know how often you want to meet, what you want to meet about, and maybe to also understand on your mentor side what they're comfortable with. How often would they like you to reach out to them? When would they like you to reach out to them? Make sure that you have all those initial details written down and both of you have agreed on it. Then next, I would say in the process of the mentorship, I would say don't always take. We have this attitude of when you're having a mentorship, you're only asking for stuff, but also try in a way to help your mentor to some extent. If you know what your mentor likes, the kind of events your mentor is interested in, if you hear of any events, share it with your mentor. I mean, they are also interested in growing their career as well. And another thing is that don't always expect your mentor to be like at your beck and call. They are human beings, they have their own lives, and they have a lot of things that they have to take care of. So you can't really expect them to always be available. So that's why you have to set the initial conversation of when they're available. If they cannot meet you at a certain time, you have to be understanding. Don't force yourself on them. Give them space, respect their time and their space, and they'll also respect yours as well. So I would say that's like the initial advice. And in the process, don't be tied down to saying you only need one mentor. You can have a mentor for different aspects of your life. I am a UX researcher with a background in GIS. I have a mentor in GIS. I have a mentor in UX research. And I have people that I occasionally call and talk to about, well, career in general. So you can have different types of people and different groups of people who can help you in different aspects of your life. You don't always need to say, oh, I just need one mentor. No, they can just take up one aspect of your life and give you advice on that. But it's okay to have other people in your network who can guide you in the other aspects of your life.
I think this is a wrap for Looking Up with Up42. If you want to know more about what we do, then go to up42.com. We have a lot of blogs about geospatial if you want to start getting more knowledge or exposure to geospatial data, then I think it's a great resource to start. And if not, of course, you should reach out to Cyhana. She's also very knowledgeable. And yes, thank you so much.